There seems to be a misunderstanding about how I feel about buying or owning a primary residence. I don't really have a problem with buying. All I'm saying is, if you want to buy a primary residence, make sure you have 20% down and the price is no more than 3 times of your gross annual household income. If you break that rule, you're buying a home that you can't afford, and then you'll have no money left over for emergency, retirement, kids, and other things you might want. It doesn't mean that homes in your area are 3 times your gross annual household income. Maybe your household income is $100,000 and homes in the area are $800,000, but you can only afford $300,000. That's what the rule is telling you. There's only 2 reasons to buy a home. Number 1, you can afford it under the rules I mentioned, and number 2, you want one. You just need to recognize that a primary residence is not an investment. It's a savings account. Quote, don't buy a home as an investment. It's just a roof over your head. On to renting. If rent eats up less than 30% of your household income, then you're fine. Just make sure you invest the difference between renting and owning. No, owning is not cheaper than renting. Almost nowhere is that true. Anyone who tells you otherwise will not be able to show data to support that because it's just not true. Also keep in mind that even though 66% of people own their own homes, only 1% are rich. The vast majority of homeowners are not rich and they don't know what they're talking about. In the chart over here, the light blue line are financial assets, the dark blue line is the primary residence. The top 1% keep a minority of their wealth in a primary residence, less than 12% typically. And if a homeowner tells you, well, of course, the home is not going to make up a big portion of their wealth. They have so much money. They are wrong, and there's a reason why they're not rich. The wealthy do not anchor themselves with a giant primary residence and try and grind their way out. They do the opposite. They grow their wealth first, and then when they decide to buy a home, they make sure it's a small percentage of everything they own. It's actually the poor middle class who anchor themselves to a large primary residence and then spend their entire life unsuccessfully trying to become rich. You can see on the right-hand side in the dark gray line, the bottom 80% of people who own homes have over 60% of their wealth stuck in their primary residence. And with that much anchored into their home, they're not becoming financially independent anytime soon. A middle-class home yesterday is still a middle-class home today, will always be a middle-class home tomorrow. In order to start making money from your primary residence, it needs to be priced at least 3 times more than what you paid. This is why it becomes a savings account, because by the time it is 3 times more than what you paid, let's say it's 5 times, you've waited a long time without making any money. And then by the time you do start making money, it pretty much has the return of a savings account. Again, I am not against buying a home. If you want it, have 20% down, and you're paying less than 3 times gross annual household income, go for it. Buy your home. You're fine. Keep on investing. Because if you follow those rules, you will actually still have money left over to invest. The people who say, there's no money left over to invest, broke those rules. Guaranteed. 100% of the time. Learn the lessons about money that homeowners are gaslighting you about. Start here. And download the free newsletter linked off my bio. Good luck. Take care.